He's 40 feet away near the timeline. Now Jimmer sizing up Moss. Oh, no. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yeah!
Oh, no. Yes, Jim Ranger's back. It is episode 40. It's our first episode since the, 40 episodes. It's crazy.
Wow.
Big milestone. First episode since the new year. I'm Karl, joined by my co-host, Alex. Alex, how you doing today?
We're good. Getting schools started back for me. So getting back into the groove and things in that regard. Obviously, mid-season college basketball form can't ask for much more of the chaos we've currently got. So got a lot to talk about. Have some fun stuff for this episode planned, so it should be good.
We do. We each planned a little mid-season segment to go through. Alex, yours is much more involved than mine. Mine is compared to yours, a very smooth brain idea. But yours should be fun. We'll have a fun episode. But since the new year, we've done a playback stream. For anyone out there who doesn't know what playback is, you can watch basketball games with us. It's super cool. I'll put a link. Think Twitch, but for live sports. We had a lot of fun with it. We watched Creighton and UConn play. UConn ended up pulling away for the win there. But it's a really fun idea. I think it's the next big thing. And we hope to do more of those in the future. So keep an eye out because we're going to be doing more live streams with playback. All right. Something we haven't talked about that's big news. The BOZO is gone. Chris Beard out at Texas. It was coming, right? Like at some point. There was a period, though, after the news initially broke about what Chris Beard did that I kind of lost faith a little bit. Like the little bit of doubt comes in. Like, are they going to bring him back? Because you never know. Like, you really never know. And we had said in our last episode that really the only reason he still had a job at that point was because he's really good. He's a really good basketball coach. And what the athletic program had to decide is, like, are we comfortable with having this guy around and winning more basketball games? But we're going to get shredded and our morals will be called into question and all of the above. So, Alex, do you have any big takeaways from Chris Beard getting fired? I mean,
not really. They made the right choice. This issue was beyond the scope of basketball, and at some point they needed to cut the cord. You could have wished that they cut it sooner, but there were going to be problems with recruiting. You were giving ammunition to other student sections. I know that wasn't a big concern, but it's true. Like, I don't know how much that affects the headspace of your players beyond like the conversations they would have already been having with their families when Coach Beard came back. He'll coach again just because that's the way the college basketball world works. I don't think we're naive to that, but it'll be interesting to see where he lands and like what the response will be for that athletic department. But Texas made the right decision here. They fired him for cause. It was conduct unbecoming, obviously. And Dana O'Neill wrote like a series of really great pieces on it for The Athletic. And I think her last column talked about that once that phone call was made on the night that he allegedly hit his wife, that was a wrap for his Texas basketball career. And I think that pretty much encapsulated the moment. But they made the right decision. Like, you can't – that was the only decision, frankly.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough thing, too, when you think about the players who kind of get left high and dry by this whole situation. But it seems like the Longhorns haven't really lost a beat. They're still winning. I think they're 14-2, have looked pretty good to open Big 12 play. So, like, it's kind of an all's well that ends well at this point. Like, he's gone, and Texas, they seem to still be playing all right.
Yep.
So,
indeed.
All the names getting thrown out for the job, though, it's interesting once you get into that. I mean,
it is.
Who do you, if you had to pick a name, like, of the many that have been thrown out there, who do you think is getting the Texas job?
I mean, it's probably the guy we're going to talk about in a few minutes, but I don't know. I find it, like so many others, it feels like the right move, or at least a safer move to keep the continuity of your roster. If you just elevate Rodney Terry to full-time head coach, the rest of the season is going to be his test, right? Like, how far can he carry this roster? The way people talk about him, from what I've read, it makes sense for them to kind of push him to that position. Say what you will about the way Kentucky has kind of devolved this year. You're going to give Cal that call. I don't know. I like Muss for that hire. If you think about a guy that's kind of a completely different energy than Chris Beard and trying to, like, you talk about a guy who's a family man through and through and has stints with the NBA, obviously, and is a phenomenal collegiate coach at Arkansas. It wouldn't be that far of a move. So I think Rodney Terry gets the job, but if I'm promoting someone outside, it's Muss.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've read a bunch of articles like of different names that people are proposing. Jerome Tang seems to be a popular pick with what he's done at Kansas State. Nate Oates at Alabama. Some people, or maybe he even gets the Kentucky job if Cal ends up leaving Kentucky. We'll see how that all sorts itself out. But speaking of Kentucky, Wildcats are in absolute shambles right now.
It's tough.
And it's really tough to see. An article came out yesterday through The Athletic about a rift within the Kentucky athletic department between Coach Cal and the AD, and how the AD really has a much better relationship with the football program than with Cal. Hasn't been to a basketball practice in weeks.
Allegedly.
Apparently. Yeah. All alleged. Obviously, I'm not a Kentucky insider, but sounds like it's, Cal's got that lifetime contract, but he might be looking to get out of it. I don't know.
I think he is. The fan base, I mean, Big Blue Nation is Big Blue Nation, right? Like, they're not going to stand for mediocrity, for better or worse. Cal seems like he's got one foot out the door at this point. I know he had he's had rumors of leaving before, and he used the UCLA job to get that contract. But seems like he's gone. It seems like a little bit that they've lost the locker room. Oscar's comments post-game over the last couple of weeks have been alarming, to say the least, that they're not working hard enough, that they don't have 26 leaders, that can't really figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to South Carolina at home. If the 26-point loss on the road at Bama wasn't enough of an alarm, to drop that game to South Carolina and go down 15 in the first half is absurd. I know I'm repeating what the consensus is, but guard play isn't there. He hasn't really figured out how to use Cason Wallace, as one probably should, considering he's a first-round pick. It seems like he's out the door. And plus, I did see an interesting tweet today from a Kentucky fan that, they need, when will athletic directors at Kentucky learn that, you have to get along with the basketball coach? It is the basketball program. And I don't know why. Listen, Kyle Tucker is no longer on Twitter, for what it's worth, apparently. But that report was pretty indicting, considering Cal has $30+ million of private funding to build a basketball practice facility. And I don't know if that's the main source of contention, but kind of crazy. A lot of drama.
Yeah. Losing to South Carolina. I was thinking about this the other day, and it's a little bit of hyperbole, but I actually kind of believe it. That loss to South Carolina is almost as bad as the loss to St. Peter's. South Carolina is horrendous. And if you factor in the fact that St. Peter's, Shaheen Holloway, excellent head coach, it's tournament play, right? St. Peter's ended up going on that run to the Elite Eight, which it would be different if they beat Kentucky and then lost their next game, right? So there's a bunch of things that are kind of baked into the St. Peter's thing that make it a little better.
Also,
South Carolina is awful. They're a bad basketball team. So losing to them it's awful. You're at home.
Yeah. They haven't won what? They hadn't won that game since 2010 or 2006? It was one of those years.
Yeah. So I think maybe a little disrespectful to South Carolina on paper at least, but in terms of the optics, I think this is just
that Kentucky team was really good. They missed free throws late against St. Peter's, and St. Peter's had an otherworldly shooting night in the second half. I think that is less of an indictment than falling behind 15 in Rupp to a horrendous sub 250 South Carolina team.
Yeah, the Peacocks at least had Team of Destiny vibes.
Yeah,
the Gamecocks
do not
have Team of Destiny vibes.
Very bad at basketball.
Yes. Yeah,
they lost by Tennessee. Doubled them up 3 nights prior.
Yeah,
and now Kentucky has to go play Tennessee.
Oscar Tshiebwe. Let's talk about Oscar Tshiebwe.
Okay.
So, because I think part of why this Kentucky collapse stings so much is because this was supposed to be the big bounce back year for Kentucky, right? Off the loss to St. Peter's, you bring back the National Player of the Year. You bring in like a really solid recruiting class, really talented team, preseason top 5 in the country. Yep. They're supposed to really make a run at it this year, and they're falling apart. And Oscar's still putting up numbers. He's putting up numbers kind of similar to what he did last year when he won National Player of the Year, but the impact just isn't there. And I don't really know what the solution is for Kentucky, because the problem is I put out a graphic on Twitter actually of teams that is basically relating teams' 3-point usage to their 3-point percentage and saying like these teams shoot a really high percentage from 3. Maybe they could stand to shoot more of them. Kentucky was a team that shoots a really high percentage from 3, but they don't take a lot of threes. But the reason for that is because their shooters are so bad at defense. So like you put them out there, your defense is a disaster, and then you probably aren't maximizing their ability to shoot enough to make that sacrifice worth it. Yeah. I don't really know what the problem is. It's not good though. It's not good. It seems like Oscar and Severe Wheeler might be beefing a little bit. Locker rooms in shambles. And I don't really know what the path forward is. We'll get to Kentucky a little bit later in the segment that I have. But yeah, it's not good. One of the more disappointing teams this year so far.
I'd agree. I really don't have much to be on.
Let's jump into your segment, which will probably form the majority of this episode. So explain what we're going to do here.
This is so chaotic. I hope this makes sense. Context isn't even needed. We're going to roll into this. We're doing a midseason draft, full rosters. So as college basketball teams have, 13 scholarship players, plus 3 head coaches. So you're going to have 3 coaches plus your entire 13-man roster. Karl and I are going to do a snake draft. We can flip a coin or something on a phone for who gets the first pick. But snake draft, and then it's each roster needs at least 3 freshmen. We can't have more than 2 people in the same conference on our rosters. Once a team's player or coach is picked, that team is gone. So easiest instance is if I take Kelvin Sampson, Houston is off the board. Karl cannot take Marcus Sasser or Jamal Shedd. All right. We also, did we put a stipulation in for the mid-major stuff? Was it 4 or 5?
I don't remember if we did or not, but
okay, we'll leave it.
I'm fine with putting it in, honestly.
Okay, let's do 5 mid-majors at least.
Okay.
So it's at least 5 guys, coaches. We'll do 6. At least 6 guys, coaches outside of the Power 6. So that can include Gonzaga, Houston. Yeah, it's anything out of the Power 6 conferences.
Okay, 6 non-Power 6.
Yep, at least. Yeah,
and then we're limited to 2 from each of the remaining.
Correct, max. Okay. Yeah. So that's. Yeah, it's up to, so that would be 18. So you have 16. So realistically, it's 6 and 7, I think. No, 6 and 10. Oh, whatever. The math isn't mathing right now. I've had a long day. Then this does not go against our conference, so it won't go against our Big Ten picks if we have some. But Karl will select 1 player coach from Maryland. I will select 1 player coach from Northwestern. And then the final little stipulation we have is we need 1 player or coach. I don't know why we take a coach, but from Louisville or Georgetown. Actually, yeah. You know what? First overall pick, I'm taking Patrick Ewing. All right. I shall flip a coin. Do you want to call heads or tails?
Tails never fails. I'm going
all right. It is flipping.
Oh, is this
heads?
All right, so you pick. Do you want first pick or second pick? It is a snake, so you'd get 2 and 3.
It is. Yeah, I need. Give me 2, 3. You can have the first overall pick.
Okay, I'll take the first overall pick. All right, first overall pick. I think you gotta go. I think you gotta go the National Player of the Year front runner. I'm going Zach Edey.
All right. I respect it. I gotta keep track of this now. Who's off the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Alex is on the clock.
Alex is on the clock. I have 30 seconds. Well, I have 2 threes, so this one doesn't matter how strategic I am. But I'll take nation's best freshman, Brandon Miller, to get that out of the way. I needed that. Got to get a freshman immediately. And then I guess for a second, I feel like I should go player here. Just give me Marcus Sasser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just take Houston off the board entirely.
Yep.
All right. What is the freshman requirement? We need 3 of them.
At least 3. You can have as many as you want, I guess.
3 freshmen. All right. I don't want to get totally behind the 8 ball with freshmen.
It's fair.
Here's the tough thing. I'm worried that the math is not going to math to the point where we're taking like non-power 6 freshmen. Maybe that's not a total concern, but
I don't know. I'm just gonna vibe.
Maybe whatever. We're just vibing out here. This might be a completely bonkers pick for my second overall pick, but I'm gonna go Jalen Pickett. And I feel like by your reaction,
I thought he would slide.
That's a pretty good pick. I wanted him going into the draft, so glad I got him. And then for my next pick, I'm going to dip into the freshman, and I'm going Keontae George.
That's fair. It's an excellent selection, some would say. All right. I'm on the board.
Also, I cannot draft any more Big Ten players.
Oh, that's true. That's big.
For the future, I'm not going to tell you that, actually. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Do I want this guy? We low-key slandered him in the preseason.
Is it Joe Girard?
Oh, no, it's not him.
Okay.
It's not him. No, we slandered him with the guests on the pod. You know what?
Oh, I know who you're going to take.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Give me Omar Ballo. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Give me an interior presence there. That's a little high, I think. But
that's really high.
I really did not need to do that, but here we are.
Oh, man.
I did not need to do that. That's a regret, turning that pick in immediately.
All right, well, you got another pick.
Yeah, I do. What am I doing? See, I came up with this idea. Now I'm just, like, stuck. See, because, like, you taking Jalen Pickett threw me off, man. Gosh darn it. Give me Marquise Knoll.
He's been awesome. He's been so good.
I didn't want you taking Keontae George. I need more of a true point guard, too.
All right. You have not doubled up on conferences yet.
I'll just wait. I'm going to be really foolish.
I don't know whether to get into mid-majors yet. I mean, I guess I have two picks, so I might as well. Okay, I have 2 picks. I'm gonna go Adama Sanogo.
Fair.
With this 4th one.
Why did I go Ballo? What am I doing?
I was surprised you picked him over Sanogo. And then for my 5th pick, I'm gonna dip into the mid majors and I'm gonna go Jelly Walker.
Good, yeah, good pick. Okay, I mean he's here. Give me Drew Timme.
Oh my gosh. I was hoping he'd fall like a couple more picks that we just completely forget. All right.
I should have just gone to Bellis. What am I doing with myself?
Well, Arizona's off the board, so
I know. That's why I was saying, like, why didn't I just go to Bellis instead of Ballo? Whatever.
You picked the second best Arizona player with your 3rd overall pick.
Dude, it's such a clown move. I went, who can I throw up that has like the body to deal with Zach Edey? And I was like, Ballo. That's the answer. And then I was like, what am I doing? I'm such a clown. I feel like I'm just going to take another big. Give me Baycott.
Okay.
I'm so lost in my head right now. Anyway. Oh my God, I can't get over the Ballo stuff. What am I doing? I literally, out of all the big men in the country, I was like, him. Let go watch film, that thing. Okay, he's averaging 17 and 9. I'm gonna convince myself that was a fine pick.
It was a fine pick. I don't know if it was not the best pick for the spot, but it's not like he's bad. Okay, I'm taking Bill Self.
Damn it. We're fine. You're definitely having a better draft.
With this Big 12. So that's Big 12. And then I'm going to head over to the ACC, and I'm going to take Terquavian Smith.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Okay, this is maybe not the route. I should go with this team. But no, don't do that, Alex. Don't do that. I'll play it safe here coach-wise. Although, do I want to erase? See, now I'm worried about, the conference limit, you know?
Yeah, that's the tough thing.
It's tough. Wait, what do I have? SEC. It doesn't matter. I love the guys. So, I mean, just give me Muss right now.
Okay.
Maybe I go freshman here. Just give me Derek Whitehead and let's magically hope this works out. He's healthy in this world.
Okay.
This draft is shambolic. I've fallen apart.
Okay, this pick is kind of wild because it means that somebody very important is not going to get drafted.
Really?
So I'm a little hesitant to make the pick because it could cause some problems. I'm going to take Cason Wallace.
Fair.
As my freshman, which means Oscar's not getting drafted in this draft, which is going to look bad. But if people are listening, they understand the stipulations that we're dealing with. So
yes,
we're very restricted in what we can and cannot take.
It's okay.
And I needed a freshman. Oh, and I have another pick. I'm going to take Jake Stevens.
Good pick. Good pick. What do I have? I have totally forgone, does this team even work? Doesn't matter. Eric Musselman's going to get them right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would fit on this roster? I have 2 ball-dominant guards, 3 bigs, and 2 wings. Not really Musselman's mold. So,
that's fine. You get other coaches.
Give me Sully Boom.
Ooh, that's a good pick. I actually didn't even. I'm a big Sully Boom guy, and I didn't even consider him. So, well, just goes to show you how good of a job I'm doing, thinking through people.
My man, did you take Omar Ballo with your 3rd pick?
Fair enough.
No. It could be worse, and you could be me. Wait, this team not gone? Oh my God, they're not gone. Okay. Give me Jaime Jaquez.
Oh, that's actually a great spot to get him. All right. My next 2 picks, I'm making big strategy moves here.
Perfectly.
All right. With my number 10 pick, I'm taking freshman Taylor Hendricks from UCF.
Good pick, considering he's not Power 6.
And then I'm making another big strategy play with this one. I am taking Rick Pitino.
Good pick. He would have counted. I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? But you're just adding guys.
Well, I thought it's 6 non-Power 6, right?
I have no idea.
I think, yeah, we said 6 non-power 6. So
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Gosh darn it. I'm about to get cooked. All right, well, okay, I need coaches and I need mid-majors. So give me Randy Bennett from St. Mary's.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
Then, that also takes me out of the West Coast Conference.
Oh, we're going 2 max from conference in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many guards do I have? 1, 2.
You're really concerned about like the on-court fit of your team.
Yeah, really too much. I trust my coaching staff can make this work.
I'm just taking guys, man.
All right. Well, let me just take a dude, Yuri Collins.
Yeah, just take dudes. Ooh, okay. I like that.
4. I have a couple mid-major locks, so I think we're gonna be fine. I know I can get them late.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're confident about that?
I am.
Okay. Well, you still need 3.
2.
I only have you.
Non-power 6.
Oh, Marcus Sasser.
Yeah, okay, I got away with that one.
Yes, see, he's a power conference player to me.
Cook that system.
Yeah.
We came up with.
Yeah, I'm taking Deron Holmes from Dayton.
Yeah, good pick. I was wondering if he was going to just keep falling. But kind of disrespectful that we'd let him sit there that long. Not going to lie.
I'm going to go. We haven't even done this conference. I'm going Max A. Smith.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick.
Okay.
Let me cook real quick.
Yeah, cook something up.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot we have to make the favorite team plus Louisville, Georgetown picks. I got to save those last 2 spots. I was about to roll off some picks.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I'm okay. Then that kind of locks in what I have to do with my next 2 picks, really.
Yeah, I got to do. Oh, wow. Yeah, I have to do 2 right here. Okay, well, one of these wasn't going to change. Give me Drew Pember. Sorry. That's just a vibes pick.
You felt good about that one.
That's just a vibes pick. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
Strictly vibes. We're cooking. He's got a mullet adjacent.
Mullet adjacent.
Need that in my front court.
What conference is that? Is that the Big South?
UNT Asheville?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Either that or it's Big South. I'm gonna do it here too. White, Frank. Oh wait, dang it! I gotta take a freshman for one of those schools. Gag. No, because I'm not gonna waver in this regard. I wanted him from the outset. This is a vibes pickup that I need
for the vibes.
Pat Kelsey.
I knew you were taking him. I knew for a fact at some point he was coming up.
The vibes are through the roof. Needed. We've got them.
Shout out to the Colonial for getting into our draft. Okay, so
they gotta be here. Oh, wow.
Here's the situation that we have here. I still need to make my Louisville Georgetown pick. I still need to make my Maryland pick, and I need to take a coach. So that being said,
let me hand you Kenny Payne. Take Kenny Payne.
No, I think I'm going to pass. Thanks.
Take him.
No.
You want him. Give yourself Mark Hurt. Give yourself Mark Hurt.
No. No.
You take Kevin Willard. You coward. Why didn't I take Tommy Lloyd with the Arizona pick?
Okay, here's my question. If I take – so whichever one of us takes Georgetown, does the other one have to take Louisville and vice versa?
Yep.
Oh, sick. All right. I'm going to take Brandon Murray from Georgetown.
Based. Doesn't matter. I got to go. I have to go Louisville Northwestern now, so you can do whatever you want.
Oh, wow. This might be
steal of the century.
This might be the steal of the draft, actually. I'm going. Can I do this? Yeah, I totally can. I'm going Tony Bennett.
Yeah, he slid too far. I almost took Tony Bennett, but then I realized I had no more ACC picks. Yeah, that's a crazy steal. What is that? Number 29.
That's my 15th pick.
Yeah. Number 29.
Yeah, your pick. All right, your final two.
My final two. We'll do it because he's not getting PT anyway. Because I want him. I need him. Gotta have that dog. Give me Chase Audige.
Yeah, I figured.
Then let me settle on a nice Louisville freshman real quick.
You need a Louisville freshman?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir. I should have taken Cade Tyson with that freshman mid-major pick. I knocked out both. Gosh darn it, Alex. You settled for Drew Pember. No, vibes are immaculate. We're not going to beat up that pick. You know what? Give me Mike James. Who cares?
Okay.
Got to do it, He's a freshman.
Shout out Mike James, dude. I don't think he thought he was getting taken in this draft.
Listen, I didn't either, frankly.
Yeah. Okay, now I just get to pick like any Maryland player.
Yeah.
Do I go with my heart?
Yes.
Or do I go with my gut?
Go with your heart. Always lead with your heart.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. This is my heart, and now it is the pick that I think is the right one too. So I'm gonna take Hakeem Hart.
Yep, I knew it.
Yep.
Knew it. All right. Let me write down how my roster broke down real quick.
He's leading us in Evan Mia's BPR. So I went Hakeem Hart, and he's the guy I wanted all along. So,
well, that's good to hear.
It just a feel good story, truly. How do you want to round out our draft?
I'll end it with we made some questionable choices. Choices were made. It started with me, and then Karl took Kason Wallace, which was more of a strategic lean than anything. But I give him credit there for having the balls to not take Sheboy. He took Kentucky off the board. That was big. Neither of us were taking Cal. I'll end it with, I think,
Chris Beard went undrafted. Can you believe it?
Chris Beard went undrafted. That's true. I think the vibes on my team are immaculate. I have a bunch of guards. Some of them share the ball. Some of them don't. Doesn't matter. I have a lot of 6 foot to 6'3" guards, and I couldn't be happier. That backcourt of Yuri Collins, Sully Boom, Marquise Knoll, Marcus Sasser, about to cook, say the least. Chase Audige, Mike James going to be fighting for minutes. That is an elite scout team right there. Listen, choices were made taking Ballo at 3 instead of hypothetically Tommy Lloyd. In the moment, I felt the pressure of the time clock, which wasn't in use. But I'm happy with how it ended up. I got some solid wings. I got the best freshman in the country. That can't be understated. And, I think a rotating trio of Ballo, Timmy, and Baycott can contend with Edie,
Who do you think your biggest steal of the draft was?
It's either Hawkes at 10 or even Timmy at 5.
Timmy at 5 was a really good pick as well. That might have been your steal.
Yeah.
Your biggest reach undoubtedly Umar Ballo.
Yeah, man, 17-9. I don't know what to tell you. That's an interior threat.
That's 6th overall.
Hey, to the viewers, to the listeners, I don't regret a thing.
No, it happens. All right. My coaching staff is downright hilarious. It's Bill Self, Rick Pitino, and Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett will be involved in compliance, making sure that the other two avoid any NCAA violations. It's making sure our program is running legally. So that's a big responsibility. He's got 2 characters to keep track of over there. But the on-court product is going to be very, very nice. And then my biggest reach, I don't really know.
I guess Wallace. You would have gotten Wallace late.
Maybe Wallace
I had already used my SAC picks.
Maybe Wallace at 8, maybe Turk at 7.
I'd used my ACC at that point too.
Oh.
No, I hadn't. I took Tariq late.
Yeah, you took him with your next round of picks.
I should have taken Sanogo over Ballo, but
was Jalen Pickett a reach at 2?
No, I like him that high.
Okay.
I mean, you think about all he does for a team.
I'm pretty happy with this team. The graphic will look fun.
It's good. It'll be. Yeah, we don't just show the teams. Don't show the draft order. Don't. Okay. No one needs to know.
Okay.
No one needs to know how I secured Ballo unless they listen.
Gotcha. All right. That's gonna conclude our midseason draft. That was fun. I'm glad we did that.
That was a lot of fun.
I'm glad we did that. That was actually
end of season.
I think you set like the perfect amount of restrictions on it.
Okay. Thank you.
To make it strategic, where we had to like take, a power or a non-power 6 coach here and there.
Good stuff. Come on. I got Muss and Pat Kelsey. Like the vibes are just going to be out of the building.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The Twitters. Right. Yeah.
My segment. It's just simple buy, sell.
All right.
I have 10 statements. You tell me whether you're buying them or selling them. I probably won't add too much. Maybe I'll add a little bit of input, but I'm just going to throw them to you. Ranging across different conferences, different teams, some bigger-ish storylines. So we'll see how this goes. The first one, buy or sell. Clemson is an ACC contender.
When you think about who they've played, it gives me some pause. I will also say, wearing the shirt, actually, I went to Holiday Hoops Giving, and if you know anything about what transpired that Saturday, they lost by 18 to Loyola Chicago. That has left an imprint on my mind. What you can say, though, is that they're on a 6-game win streak. One against Virginia Tech, like close wins. They got the 1 point win over Pitt, 3 over Virginia Tech. They kind of trounced NC State. They're a contender right now because the ACC is kind of weak, and it's just kind of going to kind of maul itself. We're recording this before they play Duke, so that'll be the biggest thing. But I'm down to say like they are. You're buying
Clemson as an ACC contender?
I mean, I kind of have to right now.
Okay.
I mean, they've proven it, They haven't played like that gauntlet yet.
Yeah.
So that gives me some pause. But, I mean, they only have to play Virginia and North Carolina once. Like, they only have to play Duke once.
I don't know. I lean sell.
Can I lean neutral? I'll lean buy. I'll be the opposite of you.
Okay. Next one. Xavier is the best team in the Big East. Buy or sell?
I knew this was coming up. I knew when you said buy or sell. The Musketeers were coming up. The Big East is just going to beat itself up. Some of the Big 12 in a lot of ways, cannibalizes itself, and like these teams that are really good take lumps. See, okay. Best team in the Big East or will win the Big East?
Best team in the Big East.
Okay. I lean sell because I think UConn is still better, although, I mean, the losses to Marquette and to Xavier in particular I understandably get that. But
yeah,
I think UConn is still better. Though if the question was, will buy or sell, Xavier wins the Big East, and they've already got 3 games up on UConn, I would buy Xavier winning the Big East.
Okay.
So that's my little.
I am sort of in a similar spot as you. I would still say UConn is the best team in the Big East. They just ran into like the most brutal of schedules, having to play the other best teams in the Big East on the road all in a row. But I would still say that UConn in a vacuum is the best team in the Big East. They just ran into a really tough schedule. It's hard to win road games in the Big East. So, okay, next up. We're staying in the Big East. Buy or sell. Creighton is a top 25 team.
Top 25?
Top 25.
You like to make
you want to, but you also don't want to because
dude, they're 9-8. They are a game from being 500. Do not turn them into a 2021 Nebraska team. They are a really good 3.
How about I change it to top 30? Does that change anything for you? That little extra buffer.
There's just so much mid. There's so much mid in college.
Do you think they're mid though? Like, do you
Everyone's
actually think
okay.
Creighton's mid? Because they also ran into a similar, like, difficult
and
schedule.
Karl Brenner changes this team, and
Karl Brenner is the most impactful player, and he missed some games that they lost.
Missed a lot of those games, and it's not like they got blown out and all.
This team went to the final of the Maui Invitational and almost won. Then once Karl Brenner came back, they beat 3 Big East opponents by double digits.
They lost to UConn by 9. They lost to who did they lose to?
We watched that game though. It was like not. It was a little closer than 9, I think.
It was, but that was just because they pulled away late because of free throw. Oh my goodness. I can't reasonably do it right now, despite what the analytics say. Lean sell.
Okay. Next,
on pure roster construction, yes.
Okay. Kentucky is missing the tournament by herself.
Gosh, why these questions? These questions are being asked, and why are there not easy ones? Well, I mean, this KenPom prediction doesn't give me much confidence. So.
Okay, so you say they're making the tournament still.
Yeah, they'll make the tournament. They should make the tournament. If they don't make the tournament, dude, heads are rolling in Lexington, and it will be John Calipari's.
All right, next up. College of Charleston is making the tournament.
Yes.
That's an immediate buy for you?
Through the roof. Don't need to ask me twice.
Here's my thing with that, all right?
They're getting the auto bid. Not even the – no, if they don't get the auto bid, they're getting an at-large.
They're getting an at-large.
Oh, yeah, I'm storming.
You think we could get 2 teams out of the Colonial?
Karl, they better make it. Dude, they're building such a good resume. I mean, they're what, 17-1 right now? Yes.
With the loss coming to North Carolina, right?
Yes. In the second game of the season. Listen, they'll drop a couple games in the conference. That's fine, but I think they can absorb some of those.
You think?
Yes, and they should. They should be able to absorb some of those and get in.
I know you want them to, but they are what are they? They're 78th in KenPom right now.
The committee should not be giving 11 bids to the Big Ten. That's ludicrous.
But they're gonna.
They shouldn't give 11. 11? 11 bids to the Big Ten. No. Give them like 9, 8. Don't give them 11. What are we doing?
All
That's
right.
my question. Give it to Charleston.
All right.
Okay.
Alex
on that rationale.
Alex thinks Towson and Charleston are going to the tournament confirmed.
No.
And Towson wins the conference tournament, and Charleston gets the outlaw.
What about UNC Wilmington? What about the Seahawks?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of – if the Colonial's a 1-bid league, as it is pretty much always, they still have to – like, it almost doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. Almost.
But it should. It should matter. They're playing really well. Put Pat Kelsey in the tournament. That could be an all-time moment. Okay, maybe it shouldn't be an emphatic buy, but
I just wanted to. It's an interesting discussion. Put
them in, please.
Okay.
Now, if they bounce out of the tournament,
it just evolved into Alex begging outside the
last caveat. If they bounce out of the Colonials tournament in like the second or third round, they won't get in. But if they make the title game and they lose, they should get in regardless.
Alex is on his hands and knees outside the college basketball stock exchange, just begging.
Dude, begging really put them in. It will be so much fun.
Okay. Next up, Gonzaga can make the Final Four.
Fitting you asked this after that BYU travesty that was
and
last
the Santa
night.
Clara travesty and the San Francisco travesty.
This is bad because, I mean, I said they were. I'd sell right now because they kind of hinge off of what Strother can do, and if Strother fades, they're gonna bounce in like the first weekend. But if he's clicking, but then you're asking him to click 4 consecutive games over a 2-week span. Like, is that too much to ask for? I don't know. So I'll lean sell, though I think they can make it. Because the question was whether they are a Final Four team right now, right?
Like, yeah, as things stand, do you think they can make the Final Four?
They can, but
anybody can. You know what I mean?
Anybody can. That's my point. But, like, I'd sell it right now.
They arguably have the best win in the country over Alabama.
It's fair.
Scored 100 points on the top 10 defense.
That was so much fun. There was no defense in that game, actually.
No. Okay, so next up, Northwestern finishes top 5 in the Big Ten.
Sell.
Immediate
Won't
sell.
happen. I don't know why. Come on. We don't. Nice things don't happen.
Just a vibe check. That's all.
Listen, vibes are through the roof, as I've told people. But you're asking a lot of that team to win that many games with that offense.
It might not even have to be that many games if the Big Ten just cannibalizes itself.
I get it, but like 12-8.
Yeah. All right. Buy or sell. UCLA is a top 5 team in the country.
Buy.
I love it. They're really freaking good, dude.
Buy.
They're really good. Okay.
Clark is him. Jalen Clark is him.
Yep. Next up, Penn State makes the tournament.
Buy.
Or sell? Buy.
Especially because the Big Ten's going to get an exorbitant amount of bids.
Penn State,
you literally just have to be better than like 6-14 in the conference and not a bottom 3 team. You will make the tournament if you are in the Big Ten.
And maybe like win a conference or a tournament game if you're one of those teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Win 1 game in Chicago.
Yep. Okay. Last one. Buy or sell. Jerome Tang is coach of the year.
It's my boy Pat. Coach of the year. I mean, he kind of has to be, right? I mean,
who else is up there? Like, Richard Pitino's not winning it.
No. Matt Painter could get it.
He could. That's true. It could go to Matt Painter. It could go to Nate Oates for sure.
Nate Hurley or Dan Hurley.
Dan Hurley.
I was thinking Nate. I mean, if Kansas ends up with like 2 or 3 losses, don't think it will happen, but Bill Self will get some nods.
Off a national championship, Bill Self wins coach of the year. That'd be wild.
Sure, it's happened.
Maybe.
Brad Underwood. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Jerome Tang's probably front runner for coach of the year, or Matt Painter. It's one of them.
Shaka Smart.
It's a good shout.
Brad Breno.
Oh yeah. Jeff Capel,
coach of the year. I'll start the narratives right now.
Chris Collins.
I know I got Tris to stop it. Get out of here.
The article I would write.
That's
oh my gosh. That's what I do. Article. That's what I pitch. It's a column on Chris Collins should win coach of the year, but then it just evolves into pleading for Charleston to get into the tournament.
Yeah. That'd be good. I like that. We should start a Substack, and so we just put out all these like meme articles.
Yep. I'm just going to start doing weekly bracket watch things while Northwestern hopefully keeps winning, or like splitting games weekly. Mm-hmm. But it's just an excuse to talk about the Cougars.
Yeah.
Like, watch out for the Cougars should steal Northwestern's bid.
Yeah.
Watch out, Wildcat faithful.
So good. All right, let's buy or sell. That's all I got.
Amazing.
That's all I got.
This was fun. This was a good episode.
Yeah, this was our big mid-season extravaganza. We did a whole 32 pick draft, and then did some buy sell.
It was chaotic in the best way.
We got a lot done. We have some really good like out of context Jimmer Range quotes. Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for listening. Hope everybody had happy holidays. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. Yeah, follow us at Jimmer Range Pod on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. Jimmer Range CBB on Playback. Come watch some games with us. The schedule, if you go to that link, will be posted next time we have a game. You can see it right there. Yeah, that's all I got. Follow us, like the podcast, share the podcast.
Yep. Thank you for that.
Go Cougars.
Please do. Yep, go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
This is a Charleston Stan.
This is a Charleston podcast. It's a Pat Kelsey podcast, really.
Pat Kelsey podcast.
Good stuff. All right. For me, for Alex, that's going to do it. We'll see you next time.